Oftentimes your chess game will go deep into the endgame, where all that is left is 2 kings and 1 pawn each. Then the race begins to see which pawn will promote first to become a queen and win the game. Let's check out some examples of pawn races. In this position, notice that white's pawn is only 3 moves away from promoting. Also, black's pawn is only 3 moves away from promoting. In this position, it's white to move. Let's see who wins the pawn race. White is only 2 squares away from promoting. Notice black's pawn is still 3 squares away. Black tries to catch up with b3, and now white is ready to reach the finish line and promote on the very next move. Black's pawn races forward, only 1 square away from promoting, but as we'll see, it's 1 square too far away. White gets to promote first, and by turning it into a queen, notice white delivers checkmate. Let's take a look at that position again. We are in the exact same position, but this time it's black to move. Does one single move make a difference? Let's see. Black plays b3, h6, b2, h7. Both pawns are just 1 move away from promoting. In this case, black promotes first with check, and notice the queen also threatens to capture the h7 pawn. So after the king moves out of the way, queen takes h7. Notice the difference of 1 single move was enough to decide which side would win the pawn race and ultimately win the game itself. Let's look at another example. It's white to move in this position. Which side is going to promote first? Notice black's pawn is only 5 squares away from promoting, and white's pawn is 6 squares away. White can turn this race around by advancing 2 squares on the first move with h4. Now white is only 4 moves away from promoting, and black is still 5 moves away. Let's watch the pawn race. Both sides are just 1 move away from promoting, but white gets to promote first and delivers a checkmate. Let's take a look at one more example. In this position, it's black to move. So far we have learned that the pawn that can promote first not only wins the pawn race, but usually will win the game because gaining a queen advantage first is usually enough to win. There are some cases where promoting first does not help. Let's take a look at this position. Black plays a2, white plays h7. Both sides are ready to promote, and black wins the pawn race by promoting first. Notice the new queen is lined up with black's king on the a1 to h8 diagonal. This could create some problems for black because after white promotes, white's new queen joins the a1 h8 diagonal, checking black's king, and also is looking at the queen right behind black's king, like this. So notice, once the black king moves, the queens are revealed, and white wins the queen. Now white is ready to win the king and queen versus king ending. So in this case, just because you win the pawn race doesn't always mean you're going to win the game. Now that you've learned the ins and outs of pawn races, it's your turn to test your skill with pawn races.